All right, we are live. If anyone is jumping in and watching this, I'm going to do some Q&As, talk to you guys, maybe some demos in Maya or After Effects, who knows, show you some stuff I'm working on, show you upcoming videos. So I have no viewers, but that's in case you're just tuning in, jump into live. That's what we're doing today. All right, we have one person here. I'm trying to figure out how to see who that is. 2 viewers. What's up, guys? I have no idea how to see who's here. Where do I find out who's here? More people just jumping in. Welcome. Gonna do some demos in Maya and After Effects if you guys want, or just answer questions, whatever you want to do. So hit me with your questions and comments and stuff. How do I find? Why don't I see questions or anything? Are you guys asking questions? How do I find them? I'm trying to see anything. I'm in some kind of weird Google Hangouts mode, and I can't tell if anything's happening. I got nothing. Let's see. I'm just clicking on random things trying to find you. Are you guys commenting? Somebody say hello in like the chat. Go to the group chat thing and say hello. I'm going to try and do this on my other computer and find out what's going on. If you're just tuning in, I figured we'd do some demos of Maya or After Effects stuff, show you some stuff I'm working on, give you an insight into the upcoming videos, ask you guys what you want to see next. I have some questions for you. I'll answer your questions, all that good stuff. So if you want to see any cool demos, let me know. How the heck do I find this live stream? Sorry, guys. I can't see any of your comments if you're saying anything. Just give me a moment to try and find. Hey. Oh, that thumbnail's horrible. Let's see. This like. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm figuring it out. Almost got it. Oh, I definitely don't need this. There we go. Cool. I can see the chat now. Testing. Great. Okay, we're set. We're all good. Okay, finally, that worked out. I'm in like a Google Hangout. You guys are on YouTube, so thanks for hanging in there. As our Infinity, Simple Hacks, Jimmy, how's it going, everybody? The one and only Panda Squad, hi. Rushed Animator, sorry if I butcher any names, I'm going to do my best. Regina, Margaret, Dishoso, D-Spin, thank you all good, and Bob Anik, any animations you. Okay, hi everybody. It's really hard to read all the names. I don't know how to pronounce them. Any animations I've finished? Animations, not exactly. Let me show you what I'm working on. How do I screen share? Let me do this. Snapshot and screen share that window. Great. Okay. This is just like a tiny little sneak peek thing, but this is, you guys recognize the Doctor Strange effect here. I'm doing this for a travel vlog. My wife and I went, we just got back from a 2.5-week trip to Europe. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw a bunch of stuff on my Instagram story, but I needed a way to get from place to place in the video. So I'm doing the Doctor Strange effect. Thought that might be fun, and that's using After Effects. So if anyone wants to see how that's done or any things like that, I can do some After Effects demos. But yeah, thought that'd be fun. Sorry, I'm trying to see if this is still. I'm like trying to watch the screen to make sure it's live. Let's see. There's not a lot of comments coming in. Drop some comments. Let me know some questions, guys. What type of software am I using? Maya for all the 3D stuff, After Effects for everything else. I have other software I use for stuff, but those are my big two. How to train animations with a company in DreamWorks. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Not sure what you mean by that. Can you elaborate? Thank you, PG Incarnation. How's it going? Sorry, if I keep looking over here, it's because I have the live stream open over here, and I'm trying to make sure that everything on this computer is like live, and I'm not missing things, because not a lot's happening in the chat. So I'm checking this computer to see if I'm missing things. Anyway, Ellie, is it Ellie I say it? AM student? Yeah, represent. What class are you in? Who do you have for the mentor? Favorite books. There we go. Questions are coming up. Favorite books. Like in general or animation specific? In general, actually, if you guys remember from like forever ago, I'm rereading the Aragon, the Inheritance series, whatever that is. It's Aragon, Eldest, Inheritance. I forget the order. Yeah, I'm in those. I'm doing audiobooks for those because I love those books. Animation wise, mostly just like drawing books, like just random little sketchbooks has been something interesting lately. I have a video on like gift ideas. That has some good book recommendations as well. Let's see. iAnimate versus Animation Mentor. I did not go to iAnimate. I went to Animation Mentor, so I'm biased, but I love Animation Mentor. I have only great things to say about it, so that's my recommendation. But again, I haven't taken iAnimate, so it's not really a fair comparison. Is as R Infinity, what kind of animation software do you recommend other than Animate? Oh, like Adobe Animate and Toon Boom. Is it hard to find good ones? So Adobe Animate and Toon Boom are good 2D animation software. I recommend Maya for all 3D stuff. Everyone's like, Blender. Oh, like his next question is, do you work with Blender? I don't work with Blender. Blender's free. I downloaded it once in like middle school and decided I didn't know how to do it back then. So I never touched it again. But Maya you can get for free also. You can get a student license for free, and there's no watermarks. It's all good. I would go to Maya for 3D stuff. For 2D stuff, you could try TV Paint, I think is another one. Also, you should check out Adobe Character Animator. They have a lot of really cool stuff as well. And Class 2, sweet. Animation Mentor is the best. I agree. I had Scott Lemmer for Class 2. He worked at DreamWorks at the time, and now he's a Blue Sky, and he's super cool. I don't know if he's still teaching Class 2 or what, but Class 2 is a lot of fun. Anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Animation Mentor, the online animation school that I went to, and I have a whole video on it. And you take 6 classes, and you become an animator through those classes if you put in the work. So hopefully that's going well for you. If you have any questions, Ellie, let me know. Happy to answer anything I can or give you feedback on work or something. Send me a link. Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm in Minnesota right now. So Minnesota nice. It's a phrase. Thank you. Molotera, is that how I say it? Sorry, I'm going to do my best here. Zachary Andude says, any tips for applying and interviewing to animation studios? I have a ton of tips for interviewing and applying. And I want to do a video on it because I only realized in the last couple of weeks how much I have to say about it. I helped kind of pick and hire some of the interns at DreamWorks when I was there, in my department at least, going through resumes. So I have a lot of like resume tips and interview tips and that kind of stuff. First thing, if I had to give one tip right now in interviewing and applying to an animation studio, it would be to, this is like, it sounds lame at first, but let me get into it, is like be yourself and like have fun with it, which is like, oh, be yourself. No, seriously, like don't go in and be like super nervous. Like even if you are, like, you know, try to fake the confidence, but go in there. Don't be like super strict and formal. Like, oh, it's an interview, I have to be like prim and proper. You know, you want to be professional, but you also want to be loose and like yourself, because they're going to get your professional side from the resume. They're going to get your kind of history and background with the cover letter. They want to understand who you are in person. So that's the most important thing, is to kind of present who you are and, you know, interview them as much as they're interviewing you. There should be an exchange. You should have good questions, come with very good questions, good handshake. If you're not confident in your handshake, Google, like, you know, strong grip, web to web, something I learned from a teacher in my high school, web to web, eye contact, firm grip, anyway, things like that. And then your work is most important, not your degree or anything like that. I don't even have a degree. So Jimmy asked, what do you think learning After Effects for that cool disintegration effect? And so Avengers, I'm not going to spoil like big moments. I mean, the movie's been out for like a month now, so I'm not going to talk openly about the events if you haven't seen it, but we're going to allude to it. So if you haven't seen Avengers, I'll keep it light, but you need to see Avengers at this point. There's a disintegration effect. I'm actually doing a tutorial on that. I'm working on it. I'm like just starting to begin. I just got back yesterday from Europe, and I'm back to my regular computer setup where I can actually do stuff. So I'm doing some Doctor Strange effect stuff, and then I'm going to do that disintegration effect, and then I've got other things I want to do. I think it is possible. Like you can do it a bunch of different ways. If you're like After Effects super beginner, you could totally do it with some tutorial help. And I'm going to do kind of a beginner, intermediate, and advanced version of the effect is my plan. So definitely going to do that. Maya animation, my life, my style. I love Maya animation. Let's see, monkeys. Did you meet Luke Randall? Yeah, Luke is super nice. He sold me an Xbox. actually. Yeah, he's a super cool dude. Do you know him as well? Rashad asks, what do you think about the level of school, Anim Squad? I don't know much about Anim Squad. I only know about Animation Mentor, which is where I went. I didn't take the other schools, so I don't have a lot to say. I just know I know a lot of animators who teach there, and they're super talented, so I'm sure it's great. I don't have much to know about it. How can I learn to use Maya? Okay, question for everybody here. We have 28 people, 29 people. Welcome. We're doing, for anyone who doesn't know yet, we're doing Q&As. I'm also going to do demos in Maya and After Effects if you guys have requests. But I have a question for you guys. For those of you, like there's people asking, like, how can I learn to use Maya? How can I learn After Effects? A lot of you guys DM me on Instagram or email me. And I get a lot of questions about wanting to learn more, asking about mentoring and all that kind of stuff. I want to get more into kind of teaching you guys, like training you guys in Maya, in After Effects and animation, like really getting into the deep stuff. It takes me a while to like make videos, but I can teach a lot faster than I can like create produced content. So what I'm thinking about doing is holding sessions kind of like this, like, you know, private live streams with groups of people in the software, and just regular. I'm thinking about basically doing online teaching for you guys on Maya, on After Effects, that kind of stuff. But it's a lot of time, and I have to spend a lot of my time right now doing freelance projects and making money that way. So I had an idea. I wanted to run it by you guys, see what you think. For those of you who are here, Patreon is like a thing that like a lot of YouTubers do, where it's no one has to do it. It's just an option where like a lot of YouTube people will create, or artists of any kind, they'll create a Patreon and basically say, hey, like if you like my stuff, if you want to help financially back the stuff, you can basically like, oh, $1 per month, $2, and there's like different amounts. And you just basically like subscribe to financially help that person pump out more stuff. And at whatever level you decide to go in at, there's rewards for. So like $1 per month is like, oh, you get access to like this information and this stuff I'm doing. For $5 a month, you get this stuff. And for $10 a month, you get like crazy access to. So there's things like that. I'm considering starting a Patreon. And obviously, like, don't feel obligated. Don't feel weird if you aren't comfortable with that. That's totally cool. I feel weird even asking generally for that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking about basically doing like classes, like live classes like this. And then rather than like charging people like an enrollment fee or something, because I would have to make it some kind of something, so I'm not, you know, struggling to also pay the bills over here. I might just do it through a Patreon like subscription thing through this. I don't know. You get the point. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I'm interested to know, would people be interested in that? Because I don't know. I had a lot of questions about teaching and I want to get more into it, but it's time consuming. So just an idea. So can you learn to use Maya? There's a bunch of different ways. That's one of them that I'm considering, but let's see. Shriyash, Mr. Patel asks, please save this live stream and upload it so anyone can see this helpful video. I don't know. I have it marked to do it unlisted. I have it marked to basically go away from the public once I hit end. So if you're here now, congratulations, you get to see this. Once I hit the button, this goes away from YouTube. I might pull out pieces if I really like a section. Like if I answer a good question, I might pull it out and use it somewhere. But this is a private live stream just for you guys who are joining, and I'm not going to leave it up here for everyone to find. I get nervous about like saying something weird and then someone finding it out of context like a month later. So I don't know, not quite there yet. Sabir says, want to be a VFX artist, don't want to waste time. So what software do I recommend? If you have a little free trial, After Effects, download After Effects, do that first. That's my recommendation in general, is like After Effects if you want to do VFX. That's what I use. It's used on Star Wars and all kinds of stuff. If you have, after that 30-day trial, you'd have to keep paying for it to keep getting it, which I do, and I think it's super worth it. But if you don't have a budget, if you don't have any money to buy software, HitFilm, Google HITFILM, HitFilm, they have a free VFX software thing plus editor, video editor. So they have a thing over there. So you can check that out too. Best render engine. I don't know. I use Arnold, but I want to get more into using Octane. I've heard that's awesome. I just haven't played with it yet. The William Show Animation. When are you doing a modeling video? Bad joke. I am going to do probably like a basic Maya basics modeling, something like that. But like character modeling, environment modeling, like actually getting into it. I have a couple friends who are much better at that than I am, and so I'm going to have them kind of come in and do interviews and demos of that. I already have a VR painting modeling video filmed. I just have to edit it. I have a lot of videos upcoming that I have to edit, so I'll clue you in a little bit, as well as some demos for 37 viewers. What's up, everybody? 38. Wow, welcome. Yeah, so for those of you new, those of you who have been here for a while, you're going to hear me keep saying this until we do it. This live stream, we're doing Q&As for a little bit. I have questions for you guys, and then we're going to do After Effects and Maya demos if you have requests. So that's kind of the agenda for today. I want to be an animator, but I can't decide between 3D or 2D. What should I do? Do both. Try both. See which one you like. Do some different assignments and just practice. And just, if you don't know what type of thing you want to do in the creative field, you just have to start doing them and checking them out, because you won't know if you like it until you try it a couple of times. Try different software, try different exercises, try different techniques, and just see what you enjoy. If you can't pick your favorite food without tasting some food. So it's the same thing here. You can't pick a discipline without trying them. Fronthead asks, any tips or input on freelance animation? If you've got any for me, let me know. I'm just getting into the freelance world, and I'm still like super fresh. I have no real good insights yet, except that unless you know anybody, it's really hard to find work. Craigslist is not really a good place to find animation because no one wants to pay you anything for it, which is something I found very early on, months ago, when I first started looking into this. But I don't know. I think my only tips is the only thing I've been doing lately is just make cool stuff and just keep making cool stuff, and you'll keep getting better, and you'll just keep putting it out there. And people will find you through the work. That's really the only thing I have so far, because I don't have a lot of insight into it yet. I'll let you know when that comes up. The thing just jumped. Sorry, going back up. There we go. You're welcome, Jimmy. Marv X Design. Is it okay to have many interests in the passion? I'm only 17. Feels hard sometimes to have too many interests and talents, but I don't want to lose the chance I have. Yeah, totally understand. I have a ton of interests and passions, too many, and I've always struggled with choosing things. Like, I don't know, too many interests, jack of all trades, that whole thing. It's totally fine. You know, just, you have to try things. You have to taste different things. So there's no problem if you have a lot of interest, and if you're good at different things, that's good. I think it's more worth your time to keep working on the things that you are good at and just try a bunch of them than to like decide that like, oh, I'm really good at these 5 things. I'm not very good at this one, but I really want to get good at it. Sorry if you get a cat. If that's really important to you to get better at that, then cool. If you want to just improve the skill, but like, you should probably spend more time on the things you're actually good at if you enjoy them. And if you don't enjoy them, then look for other things that you do enjoy. But yeah, it's totally fine. And if you're 17, like, you've got time. I'm 24, and like, I don't know. I feel like yeah, it's totally fine. Like, you're super young, and I have plenty of time. You have plenty of time. People start animating when they're like in their 60s and 70s. So, and they still become successful. So, you know, don't worry about your age. You'll be fine. My lovely wife asks when I'll be making dinner after the live stream. I love you too. Luke is your teacher at Anim School. Oh, sweet. Yeah, like, okay, so there, for those of you who ask me about Anim School, like, if Luke is teaching there, then yeah, Anim School is probably good because Luke is super talented. All the animation schools are super good. I just personally recommend Animation Mentor. I haven't gone there myself. But yeah, like, that's sweet. Luke is awesome. PG Incarnation. When you don't exactly have the style of a certain animation studio, do they have a training course you can go through that they offer when you apply there? Not usually. Like, the studios themselves, like Pixar doesn't have like a program. Well, actually, let me phrase. Yes and no. Like, if you wanted to go to Pixar and work there, they don't have necessarily like a program for you to learn their style. Disney, Pixar, like, they don't all do that. Most of them don't. However, there's internships. Like, Pixar has an internship. Disney has a apprenticeship program, which is basically you get to a certain point that you are now like, you know, you're at a level where you could learn that stuff. Like, you've learned all the basics and all the fundamentals, and you're now ready to learn like the advanced stuff. So you get into their apprenticeship or their internship programs, and then you learn their style. So kind of in that way, that's the thing. But in general, you just go to like the animation schools, Animation Mentor, those kinds of places, and they will train you. There's workshops on cartoony, there's workshops on creatures. So there are educational options you can do to learn the specific styles that you want to work in. So kind of. Becca asks, is DreamWorks very picky when they pick people for jobs? Yes, all the studios are super picky. Basically just that they look through a ton of applicants and they try to find the best ones. So by the nature of that selection process, you've got hundreds or thousands of reels, and they maybe have like, I don't know, let's just say 15 openings at a certain point. Maybe they have 4, maybe they have 30, depending on the studio, who knows? Maybe they have 90, they're a really small studio and they just staff up, and, you know, so who knows? But yes, they're picky because they're selective and they try to find the best talent, but that can change. Like, a smaller studio or TV animation, or if it's not feature, there's so many different places to get hired in the industry. And if they need people right now, they may not be so picky because they need to finish the project. So like games, animation, TV, it's very fast paced sometimes. So they'll pick up a bunch of people for a while. That even happens in feature too. So they're picky, but there's there's tons of opportunity. Oh, so these are the answers for the Patreon. So let me ask. So for anyone who missed that part, I was just asking, a lot of you guys ask whether you guys asked to basically be taught like Maya and taught After Effects and like where can you learn? And I want to start teaching that stuff, but I have a lot of like other obligations to do like freelance and things. I got to make money to pay the bills. Since I left DreamWorks, I don't have a salary anymore. So I'm doing freelance. I'd like to do more teaching you guys of Maya and After Effects and animation, but that's not necessarily a lucrative choice because I have to be making money over here. Basically, the question was if I did some kind of Patreon thing and you basically like no obligation, but if you wanted to kind of pay for more, basically, if anyone's interested in supporting on Patreon, I can pump out more content to teach more stuff, and I can do these kind of live classes with you guys, very much similar to this format, and I can teach you live After Effects, Maya, that kind of thing. So that's the question from earlier, and if you have thoughts on it, let me know. But that's what I'm reading now, the answer. So D-Spin says, you're down, signing up. Thank you. Becca, also, thank you. Philhonic, yeah, I keep spelling it. I keep spelling it wrong too. I keep going to the wrong website. So thank you guys. Future Incarnation, by the way, any idea where you can apply the 3D animation? Yeah, actually there's so many. So the question is, where to apply as an animator, if not like Disney and DreamWorks and Pixar, like other smaller places that are easier to get into? There's a ton. You could apply to game studios, like any game you enjoy. Look up the developer and find out like where they are and like, oh wow, they're like in Texas. I could live in Texas. And there's game studios, there's TV studios, there's like medical animations to do like the white blood cells going through the things and like commercials. There's a ton of work in commercials. There's kids TV shows. There's I don't know. There's so much stuff. I don't even know what all they are, but there's a ton of different places. If you want studios, there's tons of small studios. Just Google like small animation studios. You'll probably find some lists or something. I don't have a great answer for that, except for there's a ton of places you can apply as an animator that aren't the major studios. There's so much work to be had. So don't worry about that. Chase asked a question, but that question is gone, so I can't answer it. But if you want to rephrase it or send it back, whatever, I'll be happy to. Pamela asks, sounds good. There's plenty of YouTubers. I know they have Patreons. Oh, that's my people. Yeah. My wife is booing my joke. I had a bad joke. I always have bad jokes. Yeah, I'd like to do a Patreon just because, I don't know, it's weird for me to like ask like, hey, support financially, but I feel like if I make good enough content regularly enough that is like really helping you guys out, then it's kind of taking the place of like you having to pay for like a school to teach you like college classes or I don't know, community class, like whatever it is that you would pay normally to like get education in Maya or After Effects or something. Like there's so much free content online, but if you had to pay for like a class thing, it'd probably be really expensive. So I was thinking that like if I did like a subscription thing, like, oh, just $5 a month if you want to do it, whatever. And then I don't know. That's my thinking, that I can bring you more value if I'm not worried about, doing so much freelance stuff. You get the idea. Hit film is really easy. So the VFX, yeah, hit film is super good to learn. I first learned it in like high school or middle school or something. If you watch my like high school project video, I did all that work in a hit film tool, and it's free now, which is even better. Are there any more How to Be an Animator episodes? There are. I mean, upcoming. I don't have any more out yet. The last, I'd say that I haven't been naming them as episodes lately, but after the first like 5, it's like beginning and how to become an animator, like high school projects, college projects, animation mentor, interview at DreamWorks. I'd say the next one technically in that series is 2 years at DreamWorks, and the one after that is why I left DreamWorks. And that's kind of where we're at. I haven't done another one. The How to Become an Animator series, technically, as far as the episodes go, is basically me sharing my journey and my story as I go, the major updates along the way, with all the other content just there to like help you learn. But I haven't done any big updates because I feel like there hasn't been a big thing worth making a video about. But if you have questions, I can answer those. But yes, there's more of those coming. Thoughts on the computer animation program at Full Sail University? I don't know. I know a lot of people who are going to go there or have gone there. Not a lot. I know some people who have. I haven't looked into it, though. I should, because I get this question a lot. So I don't have an answer for you now, but I will look into it. And next time I do a Q&A, you should ask again, and I'll hopefully have better information. But if you're curious and like if you're considering it, I would reach out to people who have gone to Full Sail or going there now and have either been in that animation program or are in it now. Find out what they think about it, because if they did it and they graduated, maybe they got a job where they didn't, and they can tell you, oh yeah, it wasn't enough, I didn't get a job, or like, oh yeah, I got what I needed and I'm working in the industry now doing this, and you can decide, oh, I don't want to be doing that, or like, oh, that's great, I want to be doing that. I'd reach out to alumni and current students. After Effects, I can do some demos in a little bit. We'll do that next. Let's see, it's been half an hour. Yeah, we'll do some demos soon. Isabel, connected ones, having lunch. Oh, yes, I do remember. Is that I forget what platform we were messaging on. Sorry, I get so many messages on all these different platforms. It's hard to keep up with them all. I will get back to you. I think it's Instagram you messaged me, or email. Sorry, I'll get back to you. But let's see. Plan on applying to many studios after my grad. I don't know if it's the best time to apply. Not really. The best time to apply is like as soon as you see the job posting pop up. Like if you're trying to get into DreamWorks or Disney or Pixar, keep an eye on the job portal thing, like the site where they put the jobs. They're required by law in most cases to put most of the jobs, at least for like a day, 5 days, however long it is. So you should keep an eye on that and check it every day. Also follow the companies on LinkedIn, follow the recruiters on LinkedIn, because they often post stuff. So best time to post is when something goes up, because it's usually a very small window. Because they get so many applications, you want to be one of them before they close the door again, because they get so many. They left it open for 3 months to get, a million people. So apply as often as you like. You see a new post, you just reply to that thing. That's okay. Apply to that thing too. They often go to different people. So there's not a wrong time to apply. What about How to Train Your Dragon 3? What about it? It's great. I've seen a screening. I can share nothing about it though. I'm just very excited for the movie. That's all I can really say. You're welcome, Marvex. Marvex? I don't know how to say it. Shahid says, how did you come up with ideas for your demo reel? What's on my demo reel? I don't think I have a current demo reel out for the people of the world to see, because I have a lot of unreleased content on it, so I can't put it out there. Which is, by the way, if you guys are ever wondering like why I don't post my current animation stuff, because I do most of my stuff on my demo reel is from my time at DreamWorks, and I was using characters that either weren't released or haven't been released because they're in movies that you haven't seen yet. That makes sense. So I can't share that work. So my demo reel is not floating around, so my recent shots aren't out there for you to see, and can't be until after those characters become public knowledge, if they ever will. So if you haven't seen my animations, because I'm not allowed to share most of it, and I haven't done much stuff in Maya yet. But in the next couple of months over summer, I'm going to be doing some stuff. How do I come up with ideas for demo reels? Basically, animate the stuff you want to animate. If you like fight scenes, if you're like, you go to the theater, and you're like, oh, like that was awesome. Do your own version. Like, do what inspires you, and like, pattern it after what you want to see. And if you want to skew it towards like, oh, Sony's really cartoony and Disney's snappy and Pixar's realistic, like you can kind of bring that in to say like, I kind of want to do it more like this, but really make what you want to see. Don't make what you think they want to see from you. They want to see your personality, but have a wide variety of skills in there as well. Sorry, my comments keep jumping to the bottom, so I keep losing you. Let's see. What about, I answered that one. Go to the Ringling College. Makes sense for the animation filmmaking. Ringling's a good school. I know some people who have taught there. I don't know much about the program in detail. I just know that Ringling's a good and respected animation college, so good option. Any good VFX Maya tutorials? I don't know if that's a question, if you're asking if I have any, if you're suggesting we do some, I'm not sure exactly, Omar, but VFX Maya tutorial. What would be a good one? I do some fun stuff with like destruction. I don't do a lot of destruction. I'm trying to learn more of that with Houdini and stuff, but I would do some cool stuff there. I don't know. I do a lot of my VFX in After Effects. I don't use Maya for most stuff. Oh, I use Maya for 3D motion graphics. That's sweet, and I will show you some of that in a little bit. We'll probably do that in like 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. Regarding animation workflow, do I go the traditional post-to-post stepped route, or do I have a different one? It depends. Sometimes, I don't know. I used to do post-to-pose a lot. I don't know. Actually, it really depends. Like, I would say that generally, like I always film reference. So first thing is I film reference. And then after that, I will find the key poses and I will put those in Maya. So I will like put the pose to pose, but then I don't go like breakdown, anticipation. Like I won't kind of do the in-betweens that would be the pose-to-pose method, like traditionally, I kind of put in the key poses as like stakes in the ground to be like, I want to hit this pose, I want to hit this pose, and I make sure that those poses told by themselves and stepped tell the story. I have to sneeze. It's gonna be loud. I'm gonna mute the microphone for just a second. Allergies. I don't want to blow your eardrums out, so. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Ah, I feel like another one's coming on. Hold on. Springtime is here. Good God. Sorry. All right. Pose to pose. Yeah, no, my workflow after that, I put the main poses in, and sorry about that. And after that, I follow my reference pretty closely, and I'll kind of go straight ahead from those poses into the next one. And I'll push things from the reference as I go. I once didn't push things, and I would like, oh, I'll push it in a later pass. So much harder than just doing it all at first. I have to sneeze again. I don't want to. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I'm muting mic so I don't blow your eardrums out. Oh my God, there's another one. Hold on. Oh, I need an allergy pill. All right. You're welcome. Did you do any videos? I do lots of videos. Sorry, there's another sneeze. Good God. This is horrible. My sneezes hurt too. I've lost circulation in my left arm. It's probably not healthy. Which would be better to learn animation in a university or an online school? I say an online school. I don't think universities in general have the most up-to-date or the most, I don't know, in general, I'd say that the specialized animation schools are way better suited to teach animation than the universities. Sneezing, hold on. Oh my God. Okay. So I was at online school. Is the DreamWorks campus as nice as it looks in photos? It's nicer than it looks in photos. The photos don't do it justice. It's incredible. And the photos can't show you all of it. So yes, it's super nice. And if you want to see DreamWorks looks like, check out my 2 years at DreamWorks video and why I left DreamWorks video. I did some cool cinematic sequences showing off the campus. Sorry, guys. Hopefully the muting of the mic is useful. Yeah, DreamWorks is amazing. If you want to see more of it, like a tour, check out my videos because I show a lot of it that I'm allowed to. I have to sneeze again. I don't want to. I'm sorry. I keep sneezing. I hold it in. How do I pick a dialogue? How do you pick a dialogue to animate for your reel? I have a good tip for this. If you are trying to pick dialogue for your next animation shot, do not pick it from a major movie. Don't pick it from Hitch. Don't pick it from any like big Will Smith movies. Don't pick it from any like Tom Cruise movies or like the major actors that I could name. Don't pick it from their well-known movies. If people can recognize whatever the audio is that you are, like if people hear it and like, oh yeah, I love that movie, then that's bad because they're going to be thinking of the scene from that movie and what the actors were doing there. And it probably means that someone else has also picked that very popular line from that very popular movie, and other recruiters and animators that are hiring have already seen work to that dialogue, and they're probably sick of it. All that to say, don't pick like mainstream stuff. Like try to go with like old like radio broadcasts, look up podcasts, find like a friend who's a good voice actor. Like do not pick, and don't pick anything from another animated movie. Don't pick a line from Finding Nemo and try to like do something creative with it. Like it was from an animated movie. You've seen it. Like your eyes have already been tainted. If you can help it, like when I'm picking dialogue for something, I'll search like for whatever type of thing I'm like going for. I'll like go on YouTube or wherever, because I won't go to like, oh, I love this movie. Let me find that movie clip. No, I'll just kind of seek out like keywords and things that like I think I want. And then when I'm looking and like I'm gonna watch a video and see if this is what I want, I'll hit play and I'll look away. And I will not look at the screen until it's over. And when it's time to like click the button again, I'll like look like this and like, okay, where's the replay button? But I won't look at the picture. I will not look at whoever's speaking, because once you see someone talking and doing the dialogue you're about to animate, you are now thinking of their acting choices, and it's hard to break away from that when you're gonna like, okay, I'm gonna go do something over here. It taints your your view of that audio, of that dialogue. Like someone says, oh, I can't believe that, and they're like throw their arms in the way and they're all like this, then you're gonna think I can't believe that as an angry thing, as like a flustered, angry, something like this, whatever the emotion they had, you're gonna think of it that way. Like, oh, I'm gonna have them like do something else, but they're still gonna have the same emotion, most likely. It's really hard to get out of that mindset. So you could, because you could change it and have them like in love, like, I can't believe that, and they sound angry, but they look like happy and excited. There's a whole video on subtext coming soon. But yeah, like switch it up. Don't pick popular dialogue, and don't look at the picture if you can help it, to whatever it belongs to, which is why radio and podcasts are so good. There's no video. Photoshop CC or CS? Adobe CC all the way. Creative Cloud over Creative Suite. I know it's a subscription. I know it costs more money. You get way more features. You get way more stuff. Like, totally worth it. I love the CC suite. They don't pay me. I wish they did. But no, I highly recommend it. Chase, your question. I wanted to rephrase my question real quick. No worries. What is my favorite film I worked on at DreamWorks? Favorite film I worked on at DreamWorks? I did the most work on Trolls. So I have a special place in my heart for like doing all the work I did on Trolls. But I also got to do a little bit of work on How to Train Your Dragon 3 before I left, which is like the coolest thing ever. So it's kind of a toss-up there. Like, Trolls meant a lot because I learned so much on it. Dragons was just so cool because I love the franchise. So, tie. It's a tie between the two. Can I make a full series taking you through the full making of a short animation? I would love to see you create something from A to B. Yes, I am planning on doing that. That's a lot of time to invest into a Maya project, which I don't currently have with all the freelance projects I'm trying to do to pay bills and that kind of thing. But I am planning on doing it, and I will do it. I just need to get enough time to really focus in on it, because it's a lot. It is a lot of time, and I'm gonna have to like shorten it. I'm gonna have to either speed things up or cut stuff out. I don't know yet how I'm gonna do that, but that's part of the reason that, if anyone was wondering, like that's part of the reason I'm considering starting the whole Patreon thing, because if I can basically set up the rewards tiers and make like cool stuff as rewards for anyone who wants to, you know, subscribe to help support that stuff, then the more of that happening, the more training and cool stuff I can provide to you guys to help you learn and do your stuff instead of having to pay a school or something. And the less time I have to spend doing freelance work, so that I can focus on helping you guys. I want to just do this stuff full time and help train you guys on stuff, which helps me grow, helps you grow, benefit to all of us, but I still have to pay the bills. So considering it, but yes, I will do that series at some point. I'm hoping to do it this summer. Spicy Mexican Boy asked, can you work in an animation if you don't have a degree in any type of arts? Absolutely. I don't have a degree of any kind. I went to college for 2 years, 2.5 years, and then I left to do Animation Mentor, which does not give you a degree, to do like a certificate, but it's not really any accredited degree. But it doesn't matter. In animation, you don't need that stuff. It's about your work, not about where you went to learn how you do the work. A lot of people are self-taught. So yeah, no, degrees don't matter in animation, really, at all. Have I played any video games lately? Not as much as I'd like to, but yes, I love playing video games. If anyone doesn't know that, I'm a huge gamer. I have my Oculus Rift buried under this tarp, which I've put here to, I don't know, make the background more presentable. But what have I played lately? I still have some PC game, but other than that, I haven't been playing because I've been busy. But Breath of the Wild, I'm still playing, still enjoying it. And what else am I playing right now? Bought the new Kirby game for the Switch. It's okay. It was YouTube and email as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I will get back to you though. YouTube drama. Does my job pay well? My job at DreamWorks paid very well. My job is a full-time content creator, freelance person. Occasionally pays a nice amount for a project, but it's not consistent, so I would not say it pays well yet. Any classes I recommend on how to learn Maya? Animation Mentor has a workshop on it. Otherwise, I don't know of any, except the one that I'm creating. If anyone doesn't know, I taught all the Maya stuff at DreamWorks for the 2 years I was there. I was in charge of teaching all the Maya curriculum, all the After Effects curriculum, actually all the Adobe stuff, Photoshop, Premiere when we did it. So I was in charge of a lot of that curriculum. So I'm taking the curriculum that I created and would use at DreamWorks, and I'm going to repackage that, and that's what I want to teach you guys. How did I move to California for the job? It seems, yeah. No, I'm from Southern California. The question is, how did I move to California? It seems really expensive. I'm from Southern California. I lived in Northern California for a little bit. Both are super expensive. I moved back to Southern California when I wanted to get back into the industry, when I wanted to get into the industry. And I had a roommate at first, which helped a lot. I worked full time. I was doing Animation Mentor. I was still losing money. It was crazy expensive. You have to live pretty humble if you don't want to go broke. But it's expensive. It's just hard. You just have to work a lot, sleep much less than you would like. There are cheaper places you can live. You just have to be smart. I don't know. Like, there's not a good answer. Like, California is expensive. New York's expensive. Like, these major metropolitan areas are just super expensive. You can commute. Like, if you want to live like farther out and drive in, it takes longer. It costs more on gas, but the rent offset might be good. So I don't know. I feel like I keep saying, like, I have this video I want to do. But, like, I do have a lot of videos I want to do for you guys. It's just a matter of, like, having the time to sit down and film them, and then to edit them all takes a while. But I am also working on a video. I have this whole list. I have a whole list I want to just share with you guys. But I have a list of videos about moving to LA to pursue this. One of them is, like, where to live and costs and that kind of stuff. So I hope that's helpful. Do more of Tech Tuesday, happily. Give me some recommendations of what you guys want to see on Tech Tuesday. There's only so much I feel like is useful to share with you, but if you ask for things like, oh, that's useful, cool, I'll do that then. I don't know what this sentence is. I'm gonna translate it. Putting in the effort. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gaucho. How did I move? I answered that one. Do you dream of joining the Pixar team? I have always loved Pixar stuff, and I would love to join the Pixar team. Yeah, I'd love to. Is Maya easier to learn than other 3D softwares? I don't know. I think that a lot of 3D software is fairly easy to learn. It's also very complex. It's just a matter of how you learn it and what parts of it you're trying to learn. Maya is not difficult to learn, especially if you're taught correctly. It's difficult to self-teach if you don't have a guide. That's what I would say about it. But I would say that Maya is no harder to learn than anything else if you have a good way of going about it. Best ways to be taught. PG incarnation. I tried making a Flash run cycle animation with lip sync when making it in Maya. The keyframes did not match the audio, but after that, the frames did not sync in After Effects with the same audio. Okay, so hold on. Flash run cycle, and then keyframes not matching. I don't know. To answer that question is kind of tough because I don't have the project file in front of me. If you want to send me the project file, I will take a look at it. If I have time, I will try. No promises that I will do it in any timely manner. Super busy, but I would check your Maya preferences. I think you need to be set to real-time animation or real-time frames per second in Maya to hear the audio correctly, which means that you may be viewing it at a different speed than 24 frames per second, which is what you have in After Effects, that kind of thing. I don't know. But if you're hearing the audio in Maya, that means you're using real-time, but your animation should be set to 24. So you may have to, like, I don't know, you may not check those settings and see if that helps. Omar, looking if I know how to give VFX. Oh, I don't have any great, like, specific VFX tutorials in Maya to say. Whenever I look for something, I look for a very specific thing, and I find the best tutorial that can help me with that thing. But I don't know of any channels that have great, consistent Maya tutorials. That's something I'd like to provide, but I don't have any good, I don't know any channels that do. Sorry. Susanna, have I heard of the animation school CG Spectrum? I've never heard of CG Spectrum. I've heard of CGtarian, started by a friend of mine at DreamWorks, but I've never heard of CG Spectrum, so I can't recommend it, but I can't say it's not good. I just haven't heard of it. Brown thank you. My cartoon show. Hi, sir. Okay, so by the way, it is 9:20 for me, Central Time. I'm going to try and burn through the questions that I have. I'm going to try and rapid fire and give really short answers, good answers, but short answers, so that I can do some demos in the software. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. My cartoon show. Hi, sir. I'm a new student animation. You're teaching me in my class.
Yeah. Are you still doing your thing?
Yes. 1 second, everybody. Sorry, hopefully I didn't lose one of you guys. Editing problems. My wife is having some Premiere glitches, so I'm going to have to jump off soon to help her with that. But we're going to do the rest of these questions, a quick series of demos, and then I got to go help. The question I was answering. Hi, sir, I'm a new student. Can you teach me online class? I'm setting that up. If anyone's interested, I'm hoping to do some kind of Patreon thing to do classes. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. Thank you. Do you need to be good sketching skills for ZBrush? I don't know. I don't use ZBrush that often, but it would probably help you, but I don't think it's necessary. Like if you're not a good artist, traditionally, you don't have to be good at it for ZBrush. Different set of skills. Artist, how to move to California. Yes, it is expensive. Sorry if you're re-asking questions because you think I don't see them. It's just I'm way up here and you're commenting down here, so I'll get to them. Having a drawing background is necessary for doing CGI? No, you don't have to have a drawing background to do CGI. I have no drawing background. I'm like an okay drawer artist person, but not that great. So I'm a much better CG artist than I am 2D artist. You don't need to have the skills. It's just helpful if you do. Does Animation Mentor accept financial aid? They have a student loan program, but they're not like FAFSA or anything. They're not like a regular university through like government or something. So I don't know. You can ask them though. They're super good at answering questions. I'd ask them what with your situation and they can help out. Can I upload some videos? Wait, can you upload some of your videos? I can. I'm trying to. It takes a while to edit them. I've also been traveling for 3 weeks, so it's been super busy. But I have a new video. I have a tutorial. No, tutorial. I have another video that I hope to post this weekend. I'm almost done editing it, and it is polishing your animation. It's polishing tips with a Disney animator friend of mine. So that's coming very soon. I'm almost done with it. Zynga, how's Sean Sexton doing? I think good. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I love Sean. He's the best. He was one of my best mentors. Learned so much from him in AM and out. He agreed to do a lip sync video for the channel. I just time coordination. We'll get to it. But yeah, he's great. Thank you, Brown Tide, for answering those. Animation related people you look forward to, like I look up to. I look up to Simon Otto, who is the head of character animation on How to Train Your Dragon, all 3 of the movies, because he's like a master of flight stuff. James Baxter is great for creature stuff. I look up to a lot of the guys at DreamWorks, but I don't get all mushy on them, so I'm not going to name them here, but a lot of those guys are great. Yeah, and there's some VR animators that I think are really cool. And it's and stop motion. That's so much time. Tristan asks, how closely do the software engineers work with the artists and animators, and can one transition from one set to the other? I imagine if you have the skills, you totally could. I don't see a reason why not. A lot of the artists a lot of technical artists, they'll kind of ride the line. They'll help with both. So it's definitely a thing. And it just depends on the software. I'd say that there's a close relationship, and some people do kind of ride between the two, and then other people just stay on their sides. But yeah, it's there. Maybe I'm hopefully not sick. It's allergies. There's so much pollen floating around. Just want to say thank you for answering everyone's questions. I know people do that. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to ask the questions. Live stream super awkward when no one shows up, and I'm just sitting here like, yeah, so 0 viewers. Hey, someone's here. Oh, they're gone. So thank you guys for showing up. How did I move to California so casually? I saved up. I basically lived with my parents for 8 months. After I left college, did Animation Mentor. I lived with my parents for like 8 months and just worked full time, saving up. And then I went with kind of a sum of money in the bank that slowly just did this. Luckily got a job at the last second, and skim by. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to move to California or somewhere so expensive. You need to save up, and you need to save way more money than you think you need to, because it's crazy expensive. You need to project like 6 to 8 months of income of expenses, and have that in your bank, hopefully, and some before you move. You need to really plan it and budget. Chase asks, what was my favorite animated film? Your 2 favorites are Zootopia and The Lion King. Both excellent. Lion King's great. Favorite animated film? I don't have one favorite. I have several, but I would say favorite animated film, Toy Story is super impactful to me, and How to Train Your Dragon 2 is super impactful just for the sake, like what they did for my life. I'd say those 2 are huge because they got me on this path. So those are my 2 favorites in that regard. I love WALL-E, and I love Wall-E for its use of like emotion and I don't know. Wall-E's great because there's not a lot of dialogue, but you still understand everything. I don't know. I can't answer that. Iron Giant's great. I have a lot of favorites, but I can't think of any right now. What can I do with my demo reel in just 3 months? Depends on your level. If you're just starting out, then you can do some great exercises to maybe get some commercial work or get started at things. And if you're really advanced, you can probably do 1 or 2, maybe even 3 really great shots. I would say realistically, 3 months is good to do, 2 really good shots at whatever level you're at. Unless you're beginning, then maybe just 1 shot. I don't know. It very much depends on you. Have I played Alien Isolation? No worries about the off-topic question. I have not played that. I've not even heard of that. But I'd be willing to give it a try, I'm sure, if I had it. Hello, I'm good. Any suggestions for a person thinking to become an animator? I'm going to try and blaze through these questions fast. Remember, I got to do some demos for you guys, and then I got to go. Any suggestion for a person thinking to become an animator? I would say watch all of my videos because I am trying to give you all that information in video form. Kung Fu Kenny asks, hello, thank you for all the videos. I'm doing an animation course online, like you, and I'm learning a lot. My question is, do you animate with a tablet? I do. I don't always. Like, I have a mouse, but I prefer when I can. If I'm going for really precise movements, I usually use a mouse because it's easier. I'm just more used to it. But in general, I do use a tablet, and it doesn't have the screen on it. Well, I have a tablet with a screen on it, and I have a tablet without a screen on it. I usually use the one without a screen on it because I'm more used to it. But I do use a tablet because it's better for my wrist. And I just enjoy it. If I need to draw real quick, I can. So yeah, I do use a tablet. You do not have to be a good traditional artist to do 3D animation, period. Hi. Whoa, sorry, it's jumped again. Have you heard about the other online animators? I have heard about almost like a lot of the animation schools online, but I don't have much insight into all of them. I only know a lot about Animation Mentor. That's where I went. Would going to Sheridan be worth it? I don't know. I know it's top rated. I know it's expensive, so I don't have an answer for that. I didn't go to Sheridan. I don't know anyone who did. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just don't know any of those people. So I don't know. That's a decision that I cannot make for you, unfortunately. Well, I don't want to be responsible for that. So I don't know. You have to do a lot of research and ask the people who went there. That's my advice. If you're wondering if a school is good, ask the alumni. They'll have the best insight. Please do acting shot workflow. I have an interview on acting shot workflow. I have to edit it, but it's coming. I love drawing. Can you give me any advice about how to become an animator? My advice to become an animator is to watch all of my videos because that's where I'm putting all of my advice. How can you improve a demo reel? Any secrets or tips? The secret is to work ridiculously hard all the time. But a tip I would give is to put variety. Have some physical, like body mechanics, like running, jumping, actions, things that show weight and timing, and then show acting, dialogue, facial stuff, hands. Hands are very important. If you have just kind of hands that don't do a whole lot versus hands that are very flourishy, not that they need to be flourishy, but that there's detail that you've put in the work to make sure they look good and the contacts are good and that there's, I don't know. Get detailed, put in the polishing work. Don't be lazy. I come up with my own characters and stories. I love to work at DreamWorks and Disney and animation too. How can you get there? With hard work. Watch my How I Got to DreamWorks series. And you'll get an idea of how I got there. But there's so many ways to get there. How can you get into the film industry? What steps should you become to take? Again, if you want to see my steps to become an animator, I have 5 or 6 videos on exactly what I did to get into DreamWorks. For those people who can't go to the Animation Expo, what advice can you give to people like myself? Join Facebook groups, join animation and online communities, and talk to people that way. Networking is huge. Getting advice from people, feedback on your work is big. So if you can't do it in person, do it online. Can you give me advice about how to get into the film industry? What did you do? I know you asked all these questions before I give these answers, so I don't blame you. But check my videos. I have all the answers to that there. I don't know if you were already planning to, but after the live stream, can you upload it as a video? Because you have to go. Tutorials. I will consider putting the tutorial pieces. I don't know. I will write your name down, and I will send you the link. Since you asked, I'll try to find you on social media, and I will send you the link to this video so you can rewatch it. Or something. Maybe I'll put that in the comments. Anyway, would studios like DreamWorks and Disney work with you far distance away? Depends on the role. A lot of the times they want you there, but if you work at like TV, I don't know. I'm not sure. Normally, you need to be at the studio, but there are exceptions. Have you heard of it? Depends on the job too. Have you heard about online animation school? I've heard about them. I think I answered that. What would you say to aspiring animators? I would say keep pushing yourself, keep working, hang in there. It's hard. It's not easy. You have to love it, but it's very doable. And there are lots of opportunities. Don't get stuck on just DreamWorks and Disney and Pixar. There's so much you can be doing. And there's lots of steps along the way. So don't be discouraged. Everyone starts at 0, so don't worry too much about it. How do you apply on the job websites? It is possible for all of you to get into the film industry. It just takes a lot of work. Oh, that's cool. CG Cookie just released an active animators course. I need to check that out. Having a tablet help with 3D animation. One with no screen. Better for your wrist. You can draw even if you can't see it on the screen. And I don't know. It's more fun. It's more fluid sometimes. It's not really tangible. I can't give you like tangible answers. It's just like a preference. Some people don't like it, but I think a lot of people do. Hello, your journey has been a huge inspiration. Thank you. To be brief, drawing is not my strong suit. Mine either. But I'm majoring in effects animation. Sweet. And is Houdini to learn. Houdini is a huge and amazing tool. If you know Houdini, you will have work generally. Like if you're good at Houdini, you'll have a lot of offers to do a lot of great stuff at a lot of companies. Houdini is used at DreamWorks. It's used in a lot of places to do a lot of effects animation. If you want to be an effects artist specifically, Houdini is the thing to know. So you're in good shape there. Yeah, I'm learning Houdini as well, and it's very complex, but it's amazing. I noticed that some of the studios use iPads and stuff. Are they just as good as an art tablet? If you're drawing, yeah. iPads are great for drawing, but they're not great for like animation because they're not computers. They're just tablets. They have apps. They don't have software. So if you're like trying to animate, don't buy an iPad for that. You can buy it for like drawing or other things, but for animation, 3D animation, you probably like you can animate on an iPad, but like if you're trying to do 3D animation, if you're really trying to do the stuff, get a good computer. I love to draw and to paint. Haven't done any animation yet. Is it a hobby? Is it a hobby that can be turned into animation? Absolutely. In so many different ways. Yes. Please do a tutorial on N particles. I don't use N particles that much. I use After Effects for my particle sims, but I might consider it. I'll look into it. I watch videos, but the one question is, the answer is how to get into the industry. That's such a vague question. I don't know how to answer that. You're asking how to get into the industry, but I mean, the technical answer is to get a job in the industry. I mean, to get into the industry, you get a job somewhere in the industry, which is a stupid answer. But like, there's so many answers to that questions. I don't know. You go network with people and you hone your skills and you work really hard and you get better and better and better until somewhere along the way you find an opportunity to show your talents and your skills, and you get in to a job, an internship, a PA position, like whatever the case is. There's not an answer to the question, how do you get into the industry? You just work really hard until you get a shot, and you just keep working towards that. And you network and you make friends and you get feedback. That's kind of the answer. I know it's not a popular answer, but that's the best that anyone can really say. There's not like a path. There's not, if you do these things, you will get in. You just have to work at it. Thanks for making a helpful live stream, providing different devices, and you're welcome. Would it be possible? Oh, sorry, I'm jumping again. Wow, I'm trying. Okay, I gotta go faster through these. I gotta do demos for you guys. Would it be possible to get the link as well? Everyone wants the link. I will put the link to this live stream in the comments. Like I will try to find the thing. Actually, I think if you're in here, you can get it. So take the URL. Yeah, take the URL for this current session, like the youtube.com/watch blah, 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 blah. Copy that and just put it in like a notepad or something. I won't make it private. I'll just unlist it. So you won't be able to find this video on my page or by search, but if you have the link, you'll be able to find it. Unless I take it down later or take it down. And I probably will take it down at some point. But for now, keep that link from the URL and you can come back to it. Do you know a day in the life of 3D animator would be? I do. And I don't have time right now to get into it, but it's a lot of, you get your shot assignments and you work on your thing and you show it to a lot of people. And there are certain moments that you need to give it to specific people to get, major notes and major like I had a progress check. It's like, hey, here's where I'm at. Change that? Cool. Okay, I changed it. Looking good? Great. I'll finish it off. What do you think? Okay, a few more notes. Finaled. It's not always that easy, but it's a lot of working on stuff, filming reference, getting inspiration. Now, comment the link for the video who may want it. Yeah, I will grab the URL. Please send the video as well. Hopefully everyone hangs around here and grabs the URL. Are internships with Disney or DreamWorks paid? And once the internship is over, do they typically find you placement within their studio? Usually, yes, they are paid. I think all of DreamWorks. No, that's not true. I don't know. I don't want to put that into the world. I don't think that's true. I don't think all of them are paid. I think a lot of them are paid, especially during the summer when it's a bigger thing. A lot of internships at Disney or DreamWorks are paid. I don't know about all of them. I don't know about all the departments, but a lot of them are paid. When the internship is over, a lot of the times they would like to keep you on in some capacity, and a lot of people do find placement within the studio or the company. Not all the time. It's not a guarantee, but sometimes it's a possibility, and it's something you can ask in the interview. Say, hey, just, would this potentially turn into a thing? And they'll usually tell you like, yeah, well, we don't know, or we think so, or not right now, but once you meet the people, you then have that relationship. So if they're not hiring directly after, you have a connection, and then you can always ask later, like, hey, keep your relationships. Don't burn any bridges. Same question. Work. Yeah. So the question is about proving that you can do the work, and whether that means do you share online to prove that? Yeah, kind of. You want to be posting your stuff on Vimeo or YouTube or Instagram or somewhere that if people want to find out your abilities, they can go find that and not have to search forever. So it's good to have a website or a portfolio or Instagram page as a portfolio, whatever you want to use, but it's good to put your work somewhere so that when you are applying and you're trying to say, hey, I'd like to do some work for you, people can go look at your stuff and see whether you're able to do that work. So yeah, you do need to share online, but you don't have to make it a big thing on Facebook. You just need to have a platform where you're sharing your work. Even if it's just for you until you share it out with a link, either way. Houdini, if you're asking, Houdini is a software like Maya or After Effects. Houdini is a software for effects simulations and all kinds of different things. It's really massive and it's really amazing. And there's some really cool work done with it. It's very complex. Can you share some of your artwork with me? Feel free to send it to me. I will get to it as soon as I can. I have a lot of people waiting on the same thing, and it's hard to find the time and every day to do it, but I will do my best. So feel free to send it to me. No promises it'll be anytime soon, but I will try. I'll be doing some more effects stuff. Yes, I will be doing more effects focused demos and tutorials. I love doing effects. It's something I very much enjoy. I'd love to do more with it. And how difficult is it compared to being a traditional animator, in my opinion? I don't know, because I'm not a traditional animator. Drawing, traditional animation being 2D drawn animation. I don't know. I've never done that. I think it just depends on your skill set. If you're a better artist than me, then probably traditional animation is easier. But I'm not really good at drawing, so FX is easier for me. And I have kind of a computer science mindset of logic and this, then that, and this causality, which is good for me for effects. I understand if this, get into it. But effects comes more naturally to me than physics and that kind of stuff. So that works for me better. But I think it depends on the person. Are there lots of jobs for 3D character animators? Yes, in tons of different capacities. Human arts, without being biased, which company do you think is better, Disney or DreamWorks? I don't think one or the other is better. Because is it better to work for them? Is it better the content they're putting out? Is the business strategy better? Is the HR better? Are the people better? There's so many different factors. I don't think there's an answer to that. There's movies I like more from DreamWorks. There's movies I like more from Disney. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. But both are great. Both are great to work for. But I don't know. They both are wonderful. I don't have an answer. Which one's better? I worked at DreamWorks, so I love it. I have not worked at Disney yet. Hopefully one day. It'd be great. Have an Instagram, share a lot of work. Yeah, send me the Instagram. Go on Instagram and DM me or tag me in something, and I'll be happy to look. Are you saying it's not that difficult to work in the film industry? I'm not saying that it's not difficult. It is a challenge. It is hard to break in, and it is hard to get into the industry, but it's possible. That's all you need. Thank you, PG Nation. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for always supporting both of us. Have I seen Big Hero 6? I love it. Yeah, they have a an interestingly similar symbiotic relationship. Hiccup and Toothless to Hero and Baymax. In what age did you make my first video myself? Middle school, I started making videos. You don't necessarily need a college education like a degree, but you do need to be taught what you need to know to do the job. So it's very helpful. Some people are self-taught, but you don't have to have a degree or be taught by someone. It's just really helpful. A lot of times they will pay you for internships. Just depends on the place. Some places don't. Some places do. By getting the experience and the connections. Oh, if you're having trouble with the URL, let me just go ahead and drop that in. There, I'll just send it in. So that's the URL. I just posted it if you are having a hard time getting it. Have you seen the teaser trailer for the new Spider-Man animated film? I've seen the trailer. I'm very excited about it. I know a lot of people who are working on the movie, and I did an interview with a lot of my friends who work at Sony who are working on Spider-Man. Most of them are female animators, and they're super talented, and I want to share that soon. I just have to edit that. I have a lot of videos that I've captured, and I'm like excited to share with you guys. It just takes me a long time to get to edit them because I do so much other stuff, which is why I was asking the whole Patreon thing, whether people would be up for that. Because if I'm spending less time on freelance because of Patreon, then I can pump out way more content for you guys. Like I've got like 12 videos filmed and ready for you to see. You just have to find the time to edit them, which is hard with all my other stuff. Do I ever think I'm going to stream gameplay, or is the channel for professional purposes? I probably won't stream gameplay directly on this channel, but I will do some like game breakdown stuff. Like I want to show like I don't know. I want to break down like the animation of Breath of the Wild. Like in the Zelda Breath of the Wild, they have some really great animation, and I want to call attention to that. So that's kind of the gameplay stuff I would show, but I won't be just like chilling playing on here like a gameplay channel. But I'd consider it on Twitch or something. I have a Twitch. I've never used it, but I'd be down. But probably not on this channel. This channel is more, you know, VFX animation, that kind of stuff. Thank you, Chase. Oh yeah, keeps jumping down. I'm losing comments. Almost to the bottom. As soon as I get to the bottom, I'm doing some quick demos, and then I gotta go. Make a bunch of music videos and fix moving TVs. I will check out whatever you like. Just send me the stuff on Instagram, and I will do my best. What gift should I give to my animation teacher on a budget? It'd be a fun thing if you like somehow took their face or something and put it in an animation. Like that could be a fun like gift that takes no budget, takes time. But if you're looking for gifts, I don't know. Maybe a mug. Make it like a mug or something that says "World's Greatest Animation Teacher" and like a bouncing ball. You can do a lot of things where like you take an image and you can like upload it to a site and they'll print it on a mug for you. So you could do that. You know, find something funny like that, put it on a mug and give it to them. It's kind of meaningful. Is there room for upcoming animators at the movie theaters? Always. There's always jobs. For 3D animation portfolios, do you have a suggestion of a list of what the content should be? Oh, like if there's a run cycle, lip sync, or can you say? Yeah. For 3D animation portfolios or demo reels, you should have physicality, body mechanic stuff, people like doing active physical things to show the weight of like either running or walking or climbing or jumping or fighting or something where they're moving around. Then do something with acting, with lip sync and facial animation, hands, and the more kind of detail work there. And if you can somehow tell a story with any of that, great, even better. If you can't, that's fine. Try not to make it look like your school assignment's bouncing ball. Walk cycle in place. Try to do something more with it. You know, they're walking somewhere and they pick something up. They eat it. Oh, it's gross. Something to just, you know, a small little thing that is more than just the walk cycle, or more than just sort of like, oh, try to have them have an emotion change. Maybe they're like pleasantly having something, you see something, and then they freak out and they're like, oh, it's fine. You know, a little moment. Can you make a best video? A best video? Not sure what you mean. I just graduated with a bachelor's in animation, but after graduating, I've struggled to find motivation to animate again. Try something else. Not like I'm not saying abandon animation, but like, you know, find some creative things within like your skill set or outside your skill set that you want to grow into. Just try to find some projects that excite you and get you interested, even if they're not animation specifically. Sometimes it's okay to take a little break, do something else, especially if you like go through school and you kind of burn yourself out a little bit. Do some other things, live your life. You can't animate if you don't have like life to pull from, experiences to like shape your perspective and your choices for your acting choices and animation. So it's fine to like, you know, take a break, don't animate for a while, go do other things, travel, do some stuff and like observe and take it all in and you go, wow, like that would make a great animation. And you might kind of regain the fire from living your life. So that's important. What is my Instagram so I can share some of my artwork? My Instagram is, actually, I think it's in the description of this video. I had the foresight to put that. Description of this video has my Instagram. It's Sir Wade FX. Do I like anime? I don't really watch anime. Dragon Ball Z is probably the only anime I watch. I just don't watch a lot of TV. What's the difference between working as an animator and film studio versus a game developer? This is a blanket statement. This isn't always true, but quality and time on the project. Usually quality is related to time on the project. Games are quicker. You have to do more in a shorter amount of time, so you can't usually put in the detail. Or film studio, you have more people, more time, and they have a higher kind of standard of what needs to be done in that time. So time, probably. You're welcome. Hey man, new here. What kind of videos are going to do on this channel? I am doing Tech Tuesday tech reviews for artists. I do interviews with artists in the animation industry as a whole. I do animation, VFX, creative content, tutorials, information, breakdowns. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff. And there's lots to come. I just started doing this full time. I have not seen Naruto. Is it possible to get in the industry if I live in the country? Totally. There's a ton of jobs in other countries. I know a lot of friends who leave the US to do jobs abroad, as well as people trying to do vice versa. How did I learn Maya? Mostly self-taught at first, and then I started doing, I think I took a college class in it, and then Animation Mentor helped just me using it all the time, but I'm mostly self-taught in Maya and tutorials. What do I do when I get bored of doing animations? I do visual effects. I'm always working on something. If it's not animation, it's visual effects or filmmaking or videography, or maybe I'm playing a game or relaxing or something, traveling. So, but I'm usually doing something kind of creative and visual in some way. VR. Hi, Crusher. I don't think you suck, and you should just keep working. You know, it takes time to be successful. Don't sweat it. Lucas, do you have any tips regarding animation studios while having a full-time job? Like animating to get into a studio while you have a full-time job. A lot of people do it. It is tough. It just takes time and dedication. It is challenging. You got to find the balance. So quick answers, trying to get to the bottom so I can do some demos. I might have to stop answering questions just to do demos. Good at stories as well. Not Jenna, the question about do you need to be good at making stories? Not necessarily. It depends on your job. Different roles, different jobs have different roles, and some of them you do need to be good at stories, some of them you don't have to worry about it. It's someone else's job. Thoughts on Blender? I've never used it. I think Maya is great, and that's my recommendation just because I use it, and you can get it as a free license for students. But Blender's fine too. I've never used it, but I know people make cool stuff. Can you make it in the industry as a video editor? Totally. Yeah. There's editors in animation studios. Someone's got to edit the clips together. There's a whole editorial department. And there's like training videos. Like there's lots of video editing things. It's a helpful skill to have. Feel free to send your work. I will do the best I can to get to it. Yes. Hey, what's up? Coyote Can. I don't know how to say all these names. Coyote Can? What's up? Internships. Always apply. If you're wondering if you're at a place where you can apply for the internship, apply. Even if you don't get it, there's, the worst I can say is no. No reason not to apply. And then when you get better, apply again until you get it. So yeah, I'd say keep applying. Which pitch Bibles help the probability of getting hired? Does DreamWorks Animation accept series ideas? Most studios do not accept series ideas from outside the studio. Like if you are outside and you're like, oh, you should make this, they won't make it because there's legal things. If you work there, you can pitch it while working there. Pitch Bibles can help if you're applying to a job that works on that type of stuff. Visual development artists, story artists, character development, that kind of stuff. As an animator, maybe. Some modeler, things like that. Probably not lighting, because they don't do that type of work. So it depends on what you're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, it depends on the place and the job. Is there a procedural way of doing character animation in Maya? Similar to can't do these things. I don't know. Procedural way of doing character animation? You mean like mocap? Maybe? I don't know. I just do keyframe animation. From where do I get inspiration? Movies, games, mostly. Life, seeing funny stuff out in the world. Like, oh, that's really funny. I'm going to follow you on Instagram. My account is this. That's me. Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, send me a DM. Send me a message so I know it's you as well. Before that I come up with my own stories, can I have creative control over my stories? At a small studio, maybe, but if you have, it depends. Like, you work at a big studio and you're working on your project, there's a lot of people who are going to help influence the project. And chances are, no. If you want to make your thing and have it just be your thing, you should just do it on your own or with a small group of team members. But the people around you at bigger studios aren't going to hurt the project. They're just going to try to make it better. I'll lift you up. Just arrived to the live. What it is. You missed a lot. Keep the URL and you can replay it. This video is going to go away once I stop it. So if you want to rewatch any of it, just scrub back and don't close the window because you won't be able to find it again. Character animator or VFX artist, which one do I like more? I like both, and I struggle with that because I think I like character animation more, but I love VFX too. I don't know. I like both. They do have an open mind. Yeah, they have tons of ideas in the open minds, but they can't accept ideas from outside the studio because there's too many legal repercussions of taking an idea and being liable. There's plenty of ideas in the studio. They don't have to worry about taking stuff from outside. They don't want to, they don't know where they got it. Like, what if I had a great idea, told it to a friend, and that friend pitched it to DreamWorks, and then Disney bought it from them, and I could sue all three of them, or like it's a whole thing. They just do it all internally. Artist Libro. Everyone can see your thing there if they want to follow you. And here, what do you think about manga? I don't read it. I don't read as much as I'd like to of anything. Procedural animation, setting up a walk cycle and using the layers to add them. Oh yeah, that's a huge thing. Like procedural animation in terms of layers and stuff, that's a huge thing in games. Some people do it in feature, but usually it's more useful for cycles animation, which is done in feature, or game animation to have like a walk cycle and then make it an angry walk, a happy walk, different kinds of walks. So yeah, super useful in games. Last question: have I ever met the directors of How to Train Your Dragon? Yeah, the director of the first one, Chris Sanders and Dean DeLois, both co-directed the film, and I've met both of them independently. I've had some conversations with each of them, and they're super nice people. Yeah, I've had quite a bit of time with the directors there. I don't know them that well. We're not like buddies, but they would recognize me. At least Dean would recognize me if he saw me, which is nice. I felt really good when he was like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, you remember me. How did I software Maya? Tutorials mostly. I'm really good at learning software, luckily. You're welcome. Good looks, thanks for live. Okay. I'm not going to answer any questions, sorry, but I'm going to do a quick demo of some stuff for you guys. So let me go to screen share. Oh, whoops. I'm just going to put this over here, and I'm going to share After Effects. That's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to share some After Effects. And let me try to keep an eye on the comments. My name is in the credits of Boss Baby, Captain Underpants. I don't know if it'll be in Dragons 3. I didn't get credit for Kung Fu Panda or Trolls because I hadn't been there long enough, but I did work on Trolls. Okay, sorry if I don't get to your questions now that you asked them. I have to do the demo that I promised you guys. But save the questions for future Q&As, or DM me on Instagram or tweet me or something. I'll answer them if I can there. So just some cool stuff in After Effects. Let me show you some fun things. If you've never used After Effects, don't stress if this is confusing looking to you. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a window. I'm just going to make like a timeline that's got, this space that we can all look at. And this is where my layers would go. What I'll do, I'm going to create a white layer. I'm going to call it, let's see, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm going to show you right now. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll show you a breakdown of what I'm working on right now. Give me just a second. Open project, don't save, and I'm going to head and go to, I'll show you this. Why don't I use Windows 10? I love Windows 10, and I want to use Windows 10. I bought this computer, this desktop computer, before Windows 10 came out, and I didn't upgrade because there was some software that wasn't going to transfer properly when Windows 10 was a little unstable, and I kind of missed my window. I will be upgrading my computer setup soon, and I will be going to Windows 10 because it's much better. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Windows 8.1 at all. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here, quickly, I do these fast, is I'm doing kind of a travel video where to get from place to place, I did the Doctor Strange effect. So let me see if I can show you guys. It's going to take a second to like cache because this computer's pretty slow now. That's why I need to upgrade. But I'm going to try my best to play this. Come on. All right, well, basically, yeah, this isn't loading at all. This is terrible. Yeah, this isn't even loading. What's going on here? Hold on, let me drop down the quality so hopefully it can do something. This is insane. Give me just a second. Preview. Play. It's not even loading anything. Sorry for the lameness. Let me just show you a screenshot then. Let's see. Sorry, this is taking forever. You guys can see why I need a new computer desperately. This one is not able to keep up with my work. So what I'm going to be showing you is the Doctor Strange effect. And since it's not going fast enough for me to, like, I don't know, it's going way too slow for me to be able to, like, show you an in-depth anything. Come on. What I want to do is just kind of break down some of the stuff in the effect. Sorry, bear with me for just a second. Don't leave yet. I'm trying to drop in an image to show you what this looks like when it's actually working. Okay, so let me just take you through some things. What I would do with this footage to make the Doctor Strange thing happen, though, is I would, here we go, I'm importing. I would make sure that, here we go, finally, thank you. Load this up, sorry, give it a second. It's loading a picture, finally, as it's supposed to be. This effect is done with three main components. The first is like a background plate, video of a landscape or a location. The second is another video of me appearing from a different location. And the third thing is the actual spark effects. There we go. Thank you, finally. Okay, so that is that's what the effect looks like currently. I'm still working on it. It's not finished, so it's not gonna look like this when it's done. But basically what I've done here, let me just make sure that I can't load the actual thing. Oh, now it wants to load. Whatever. See, now it's being stupid. Now it wants to load, which is like great, but stupid. Anyway, this effect is done with a few main components. Just a second to make sure I know what's going on. Let me hide this. Here. So this is what's going on. I have this background. I have this background video, which I took without me in it. And then I did another clip with me like running in and jumping in, which I want to show you, but it's not loading. Basically, it's just me running and jumping in the frame. And I just put one over the other so that it just kind of starts happening. I have a little layer here to glow the ground up that fades in so that looks like the sparks are lighting things up. I have another layer which is the location that I'm coming from, which I'm not going to deal with right now. And then I have a bunch of spark particles that I've created with some different effects, and I'll show you how to do those. That's what I'm going to do this little demo of. So I do a bunch of different layers for different colors. You can see I've got some orange ones and some yellow ones, and I just keep layering them on until it looks cool and to my liking. Eventually, I also do some sparks on the ground just so it looks a little bit more like it's actually there. So let me see if I can show you this. Yeah, so I have like little spark things happen, and I actually have them bounce off a ground layer, which is basically just an invisible layer at the ground, so that it looks like they bounce off the ground. And so that's kind of the basics of how the effect is going to work. I do have a Twitter. Let's see. So let me just quickly try to demonstrate how this works. What I do is I create a solid, just a layer that's got a color on it. I don't do anything to it. On top of that, I put an effect called Trapcode Particular, which is a third-party plugin that I pay for. I bought it once in college, and it's a whole particle system. You can do this with free stuff too. You can do this with a particle system. And so, I mean, what I'm trying to say is you can do this with free plugins too. You don't have to pay money, but I love this stuff. So anyway, this thing has a designer interface, which is an interactive way to build the particles. Let me see if I can load it. Sorry, it's taking so long. Sorry, guys, it's taking forever. I'm going to probably do this very quickly because it's taking way too long. And then we'll do the Maya stuff. Let's see, I don't know if you can see this. Let me jump back to my thing. Sorry, I had to jump over to my entire screen for a second. Okay, so if you can see this thing, this is my particle simulator. This is the thing built into After Effects that I do, or the plugin I got. And it basically has an emitter type. And you can choose, is it a point? Is it a box? Is it a sphere? Like different ways to emit particles. And in this case, I'm emitting from a point. The motion of these things, I can have it be a direction. I can have it go up, I can like smoke, I can have it drop like water. I can have it go double directions. I can have it go out like a disc. You just have it go in all directions. You can do all kinds of, you can speed up the speed. You can do different things with the particle type. I can do spheres. I can have them glowing. I can have them be like little clouds. Like I can actually have them be polygons. So, for example, I can have them be like I can emit like cubes or something. Let me give just a second. Like I'll do this. I'll do stars, and they're kind of small here. So let me make them bigger. But you can emit like stars or any sprite that you create. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go back to the squares. I'll do some spheres. So yeah, you can change the size. So you can make them big and small. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, big, small. There's little tiny dust ones. There's really big, chunky, cloudy ones. I'll do bigger. And then you can have them kind of get smaller as they die. Keep them big the whole time. You do so much stuff. Color, I'll have them just kind of randomly generate colors. Let me turn off the feather here so they're just solid circles. So there's that. There, I can make way more of them. And I can have them, so I can have like 413 particles per second. And I can have their lifespan live longer so that there's more over time. So they last for about 6 seconds now. And I can have them fade out. So there's that. Now they fade out. I can give them their little, whoops, looks like I killed it. This is the thing, my computer's really weak at this point, so I need an upgrade. As you can see, my computer needs an upgrade. So that's it for the After Effects. Let's see, make sure I don't have any burning questions here. Okay. It's still working, right? Yeah. Now I'm going to try and do a quick Maya thing, and then I'll let everyone go, or if you're still hanging out here. We're almost done. I'm going to do a quick Maya demo of some of the motion graphic stuff, and then we're out of here because I got to go help my wife with some Premiere issues we're having. Hey, Jacob's here. How's it going, dude? I was trying to show some Trapcode Particular stuff, and then After Effects crashed on me because my computer is really slow now. But I just got back, and I haven't brainstormed yet, but we'll do some stuff. Sorry guys, I'm trying to load Maya right now. It's just so slow. I don't have a solid state hard drive. If anyone knows anything about computers, or if you don't and you want a quick little Tech Tuesday lesson, What's today? Friday? Well, tech Friday lesson. If you have a solid state hard drive, which costs more and come in smaller, weirder sizes, like 128 gigabytes, 256, 512, you sometimes get up to a terabyte. But if you have a SSD or a solid state hard drive, things load much faster because your hard drive is like a flash drive. There's no spinning disks inside that have to read, and they have, every motor in the universe only spins so many times before it wears out. Most hard drives have spinning disks. They wear out eventually. If you have a computer that's 5 or 6 years old, it's really slow now. Chances are your hard drive is just kind of getting weak and old. That's why people upgrade computers so much. Solid-state hard drives last much longer, which is why Macs, Surface computers, Ultrabooks are usually better. They last longer, they're more expensive. Anyway, solid-state hard drives are great for this type of work because things read and load much faster, like your videos, your media. So that's a little tip for you when you're looking at computers. Someone asked if I'm from Minnesota. I am not from Minnesota. I live there currently. My family's here, but I'm from Southern California. And yeah, SSD doesn't help on your computers. It's not great in general. Yeah, Jacob, I'm totally down. Like, we should do a Google Hangouts or something in the next couple of days and just chat about stuff. Okay, cool. Maya just launched. I gotta wait for it to load the plugins. We're almost there, guys. For those of you who are still here, we have 31 people, 29 people. So they're dropping like flies. We're doing Maya stuff. I have a cool, really awesome little thing to show you as soon as Maya lets me mess with it. Again, if I had a solid-state hard drive, it'd probably be done by now, but it's loading stuff from the hard drive. Almost there. So what I'm going to show you in Maya right now is the MASH motion graphics tools, which basically allows you to take any geometry at all and multiply it and create instances of it and duplicate it and do crazy procedural stuff with it that speeds up motion graphics type of work amazingly, and you can move it into After Effects. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. All right, we're ready to go. So let me do my screen sharing. And then once I do this demo, I think we're going to be done for tonight. But let me show you the demo. Okay, so this is Maya. Most people are familiar with it, 3D software. It's all good. I'm going to turn off my grid. I'm going to make a cube. If you saw my my palette gear video, by the way, if you guys haven't seen that, I did a video on a really cool, like, if you have Maya, can you follow along? I'm going to go really fast, so you probably won't be able to follow along, but feel free to like take notes if you can write fast enough, or keep the URL from this live stream, and you should be able to rewatch it. And then you can follow along. But make a cube, and I'm going to go to the motion graphics tool set up at the top. I'm going to say create a MASH network, which basically takes this cube, hides it, and then instances it. So we see a bunch of copies of that cube. Now that cube still exists, it's invisible, but if I were to change the scale, you can see that it's still tied. All these are all tied to that original cube. Anyway, I've now created this MASH network, which basically is a node-based system to say, like, what do you want to do with this cube? Well, I want to have 100 of them. It doesn't look like a bunch of cubes. Well, they're all spread out. So let's spread them all out next to each other, and there's 100 cubes. What do you want to do with them now? Let's offset the distance in Y, and you can kind of offset them that way. You can rotate them. You can keyframe and animate all of these properties. Let's rotate them in Z. This is too many. I got to zoom in closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. There. So yeah, you can rotate and do all kinds of cool stuff. I can scale them. And this is just placing them. So let's say you don't want them in a line. You want them in a circle. So now I have 60 cubes in a circle. Change the radius. Change the angle. Remember, you can animate all this. You can change this, and maybe we want some spiral staircases. So let's go ahead and offset them in Z. That's cool. Got some DNA stuff going on. Maybe you don't want them in a circle. You want them in a sphere. That's not enough to make sure it's a sphere. So let's do 500 cubes. Let's do 2,000 cubes. There we go. Now we can see it's a sphere. Do some crazy angle work here. And that was like Death Star. Radius. What else can we do? Let's change this to a grid. I'm going to up the distance between all of these cubes. And now I've got 25 by 25 by 25 cubes. This is a lot of cubes. Granted, it's not big, like heavy geometry, but like there's a lot of cubes here. Now what's crazy about this is like I'm just laying these things out. There is a strength node in every node within this network. And right now the node we're working in is distribute, which is just saying like put a bunch of cubes somewhere. And that is a strength. So we can take the strength of putting the cubes to 0, which means we're not putting any cubes. Looks like a scale control, but it's really just saying whether or not this is happening and to what degree. And we can randomize that, which is way cooler. You don't have to do it steps, so it can kind of build it up or down in order. But I like random. Whoosh. You can even put a map to it, so you could have a 3D character, for example, like a face animated, and use that as a 3D strength map and have these cubes make up like a hologram face or something. Anyway, we've done nothing yet because there's all these nodes to play with. There's still so much cool stuff here to do that we haven't even touched. We haven't touched a single one of these nodes. So what I'm going to do is take a random node and show you that you can randomize anything. You can randomize the Y position, the X position, and actually let me, where are you? Ambient occlusion. There you go. So I can turn on randomization there. You can do all 3 of them and just make it this crazy like minefield of cubes to move through, which is really cool. We could randomize the rotation of these cubes in any axis that we want. So that's super cool, which again, can make some really interesting surfaces. And we could even do like a scale thing and just do it like this. And now you've got this cool like cityscape thing going on, or I don't know. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this. So that is the randomized thing. And so here's a cool thing. I can take the position, and let's just say I make this 50. Okay, so now I've just made this crazy like minefield of cubes that we can move through, right? And if you wanted to, you could do some really cool like camera stuff, depth of field, make it so like some of them in the background are blurry. Actually, let's do some other stuff. Let's do this. Let's change the color of these cubes. Let's do a color node. We'll randomize the, let's say I want, I don't know. We'll do any random saturation of random different colors. So that's sweet. Now we've got this kind of like fiery cube thing. I don't know. Do some cool stuff here. I could randomize of blue. You can get it like totally random of whatever you want. I'll just do like random blues at different saturation levels and different values. Some of them will be like black and white. Anyway, you can do some really cool color stuff here. And check this out. Watch what I can do here. I'm going to take a, I don't know, I guess I'll make, where's a sphere? I just want a sphere. I'm going to find it. Oh, I just click this. So I'm going to make a sphere. I'm going to make it large-ish. I'm going to make it like that big. And now watch this. I'm going to go back to my randomization node, which is the thing that controls them doing this, which, by the way, I can explode out. I can do it randomly, so it's just like you've got a cube that, and you've got your disintegration effect from Avengers, kind of. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fall-off object. I'm going to, let's see, how do I do this? Let's see if I can remember right. I think I just take the sphere and pop it in there. Now, I'm going to create fall-off shape. I forget. I forget exactly what I do here. Basically, let me try this. I'll take this guy. I'll make it the same size as the cube. This is like a cheat. This is not the right way to do it necessarily, but it'll work. How do I make it bigger? Why is it getting bigger? Weird. I'll flip it around. I'll do it. I'm just trying to do it quick. There, that's close enough. So basically what I've done is I've created a fall-off object that what this is going to do is when this sphere with the fall-off object comes in, it will break it apart, which it's not actually breaking it apart. It's not actually simulating it and breaking it. And if that's too much, like they're flying too far away, then I can go back to that random and say, you know what, like style this back so they don't go quite so far away. Maybe I just want them to kind of go a little bit and shift a bit. So now, as I move this through, it's like this meteor that comes in and just destroys, smashes it, which is pretty sweet. Anyway, mesh networks are crazy. They're really awesome. Like we haven't even scratched the surface of what we could do. And you can basically say, take this whole thing and say, I want like 3 of these. I I guess I made more than 3. I made 3 more. And so now, whatever I do to this one happens to the others. My computer's chugging a little bit because I've got like, I don't know, thousands of cubes on the screen right now. But anyway, this is pretty ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity before anyone leaves. If you like this stuff and if you want to learn more of this stuff, I am trying to get more into teaching this stuff. I know you guys asked for a lot of tutorials. It's not a physics thing, actually, which is interesting. It's not doing any simulation or any physics. It's not doing any calculations. It's just like procedural animation. I don't know how to explain it better right now in limited time, but it's not actually simulating any physics. It's really sweet. And so when asked me about Maya with XGen, I do know XGen. I taught it at DreamWorks. I want to teach this stuff to you guys, and I have a hard time like finding the time to make all these videos because I do so much freelance stuff. I'm trying to, you know, I have to pay the bills somehow. So I'm considering the idea of starting a Patreon and having people like basically subscribe to the Patreon thing. And for those who do it, I'm going to hold like live classes to teach this stuff to you, which will be cheaper than going to a school or something like that, which just gives me, you know, more time to teach you things. I don't know. Considering it as an option. So if that's interesting to you, let me know. But that's about it for now. Let me jump back to here to finish up with you guys. Hello. So yeah, that's the demos. Hopefully that was worth the wait for those who have been waiting for those demos. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I have another video coming out soon, which is, thank you, Prashant. Yeah. So just some updates for you guys since you're here. If you're interested on different things that are coming soon, I'm almost done with a video on polishing your animation tips from a Disney animator friend of mine. It's going to be like a 20-25 minute video, an interview, and he does a bunch of really great, he gives a bunch of great tips on polishing your animation. So that's coming in hopefully this weekend. I'm almost done with the video. I have several other interviews. Let me read you guys, if you guys are here still, if you're hanging out for a second, let me read you some of the videos that are upcoming, and you guys can quickly tell me in the comments which one you are most interested in having come next, because I got to pick a next video to give you. So projects, YouTube. So some of the video ideas that I've got, or some of the videos I already have filmed, I just have to edit them, are time management for animators. I have another story from an animator who just shares how they got into the industry, so I can do that, similar to Ben's video if you saw that. I have an animation acting lesson on subtext from a supervising animator at DreamWorks. I have an animation mentor alumni panel as we talk about, you know, moving for jobs and getting jobs in the industry and, you know, what to do when you're not in an animation school. I have that interview. I have a VR painting demo and interview. I've got an interview from a bunch of animators up at Sony. A lot of them are females, and everyone talks about just getting jobs and working in the industry and internships and that kind of stuff. It's just a big interview, and it's really great. Super talented. And those are some of the bigger ones I have filmed right now that I'm gonna pick from when the time comes. And I have several others as well that aren't filmed that are easy. I have like Maya constraint videos and things like that you guys asked for. So if any of those sound good, let me know in the comments really quick what videos you want to, let me know what videos there sound good. So I'll hang out for a second so those can stream in. But yeah, so those are the upcoming videos, and I have plenty of other stuff on the way. Nothing filmed yet. Those are the ones that are filmed, but I'll start to tell you. Yeah, while you answer that question, I'll just reiterate for anyone wondering. Again, let me know if you guys are interested at all in the whole Patreon thing, just in case you're like weird about that. Don't worry about it. There's no obligation. I'm not gonna like take stuff away from this channel and hold it over your head and like make you pay for it. Like, no, nothing like that. I want to do more for you guys. I want to show you more stuff. I want to just provide more content, more value all the time. The only thing that stops me from making this stuff 24/7 is that I still have to pay the bills. And so that's a lot of time doing other work. And if I didn't have to do all that other work, because I have like a Patreon or something, then I could give you more exclusive stuff through Patreon. That would be the time that I would have spent doing that, and I can make more videos and content and classes. So the idea is that I want to teach classes and do more live Q&As and live classes and demos and a lot of live content with you guys, kind of one-on-one here as a group, to teach you stuff and share stuff and really mentor and coach people and do critiques and reviews and really more in-depth things you guys ask for all the time that I just don't have time to do now. I could do that if I did it through Patreon, because then I wouldn't have to worry about the bills over here because it'd be covered through Patreon, and then I could give you guys the value for that instead of you having to go pay a school, which would be more expensive. So that's my idea. Again, let me know if that's something you're at all interested in. Yeah, sorry, Hasham, I talk a lot. And it's also a weird conversation. I feel weird about like making any kind of like financial element to any of this, but no worries. I saw you retracted. Like, it's all good. I understand. Yeah, that's the idea. Let me know if that's something anyone's interested in. I just want to do more for you guys. It's just hard to fit it in with everything else going on. So, reading through the comments to see time management. Oh, actually, I missed some of them. Lots of time management votes, an AM video. Hey, how's it going, man? The alumni demo. Cool. Time management, time management. A lot of time management. Sony interview. Cool. A lot of time management. Oh. Gotcha, Hasham. Cool. So time management seems to be the winner so far. That'll probably be what I do next, and then I'll get to the other ones. They're all coming as soon as I can do them. Yeah. Also, fun little fact: I'm going to be going to Taiwan in July. I'll be there for most of July in Taiwan, actually teaching some animation workshops. Their Ministry of Education, their government, whatever it is, they're bringing me out there to teach animation to some of the students out there. So if you live in Taiwan or nearby Taiwan, I'll be there for a couple weeks. Love to say hi. And hopefully I'll just get to bring more content through that time while I'm there. I will be at CTN this year, and I am going to make an entire like CTN video series about like stuff you should know going into CTN. If you don't know what I'm talking about, CTN is an animation expo that happens in November. Super important. It happens in Burbank every year. It's huge, and you should be there. I love that you guys are like you guys know each other in the comments. It's awesome. Community. Yeah, CTN's huge, and I'll be doing videos on it. I'll be doing videos on a lot of stuff. It just takes a long time, but I will get to it, and more is coming very soon. A lot of my obligations are kind of winding down right now. Contracts are finishing up, so more content to come. You've been asking this question. I've seen this. Does character animation include all the background animation? Depends on the studio. At large studios like DreamWorks, no. It's different departments. At smaller studios, probably. More people wear more hats. Sweet. Oh, Peer Buddies. Hey, Animation Mentor Peer Buddies. Sweet. I was a Peer Buddy for 2 or 3 terms. It was a challenge, but it was fun. Sweet. Hopefully, I'll see you guys at CTN. I'm thinking about getting a booth at CTN. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'd do at a booth. I just would love to have a booth and like have a spot where like I could meet you guys if you're there, or give advice, do interviews or something. I don't know. Still working on it, but anyway, I gotta go. Thank you guys all so much for hanging in there and sticking around. We've been doing this for what? It's been a 2-hour stream. Together. Yeah, it's been a 2-hour stream. I don't know how long you guys have been here. If you're here and you want to watch anything that's happened, the demos, the questions, keep the URL. Once I hit like end stop broadcast here, this video goes away from being able to find it, and then you can only find it if you have the link. So if you want to watch any of this again, grab the URL right now, the YouTube/watch blah blah blah. And if you guys are like, I just got here, I just saw that, I will drop the link here. You can watch it at your own time. Grab that. Hopefully you'll get some use out of it. I'll probably take it down eventually, but for now I'll leave it up so you guys can watch it on your own. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. And I'm going to copy all of the comments that you guys have been leaving so I can keep track of your requests and your input. Copy. Okay, let me paste that into a Google Doc before I do anything. So this is not a very exciting moment in time, I know. Just a second. And there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, great. All right. For those of you who have messaged me on platforms like Jerry Albee, I don't know if I say your name right. I know a lot of you guys message me on different platforms. It's really hard to get to all of them. So many comments and questions and things come in, and I try to give a lot of time to answer all of them with good answers. So I'll get to you guys eventually. Sorry it takes me so long. Thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. And you'll see a new video hopefully this weekend. Definitely within the next week. Hopefully this weekend. I'm very confident that I can get it done. So thank you guys again. I'll talk to you later. If you want to see this thing, don't forget, like, grab that URL button or keep this window open, because once I hit the button, this goes away. Thanks again. See you guys.